Just as an observer, I would say that they did evolve to cavitate.
I want to know how these desert elephants managed to live here.
Koalas are actually very, very picky.
Some animals break the rules of biology so completely, it's hard to believe they're even real. You might think you know how nature works, but these 6 bizarre animal truths will flip that idea on its head. Let's explore what nature doesn't want you to expect. Shrimp. When you think of a heart, you probably imagine it nestled safely inside the chest cavity, protected by ribs and muscle. That's how it is for humans, and in fact, most animals. But shrimp aren't most animals. These crustaceans decided long ago to break all the rules. In shrimp, the heart is located in the head. That's not a typo. Nestled right alongside their brain are several vital organs, including the heart, stomach, and part of their nervous system. Evolution, in its eccentric brilliance, gave shrimp what's known as a cephalothorax, a body segment where the head and thorax have fused into one. So in anatomical terms, the head of the shrimp actually does double duty, housing everything necessary to keep the little swimmer alive. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. Shrimp hearts are uniquely complex too. Unlike our human hearts with just one exit and entrance, shrimp hearts boast 3 valves. This design helps them oxygenate their blood more efficiently in aquatic environments, where getting oxygen is a whole different game. Protected by an external exoskeleton, this unusual cardiovascular setup keeps shrimp perfectly adapted for underwater life. It's just one of those facts that makes you pause and reconsider everything you thought you knew about anatomy. Sloths. We all know sloths are slow movers. That's half their charm. But you might not know that their digestive systems are in absolutely no rush either. While humans can digest a meal in roughly 12 to 24 hours, sloths can take up to a month. On average, they need about 2 weeks to fully digest just one meal. But when things slow down even further, they can spend as many as 30 days processing a single bite. Their metabolism is in such low gear that it borders on glacial. Why? It's all about survival. Descending from the safety of the trees to use the bathroom exposes sloths to predators, so nature found a workaround. By slowing digestion dramatically, sloths reduce how often they need to relieve themselves, down to about once per week. And when they do finally go, they can lose up to a third of their body weight in a single bathroom break. It's an evolutionary strategy built not for speed, but for safety, and perhaps a bit of comic relief for us bystanders. Snails. You think you've mastered the art of sleeping in? Snails would like a word. Most of us have felt proud or mildly ashamed of sleeping until noon on a lazy Sunday. But snails laugh in the face of your 12-hour slumber. When environmental conditions get rough, particularly when it becomes too hot or dry, snails can enter a dormant state that lasts for years. That's right, years. Snails need moisture to survive. When they sense their surroundings have turned inhospitable, they enter hibernation or estivation. These states aren't just brief naps. In extreme conditions, some snails have been known to hibernate for up to 3 years, conserving energy while they wait for the return of favorable conditions. So the next time you feel bad for needing a little extra sleep, just remember, a snail once hit snooze for 3 years straight and called it a survival tactic. Elephants. You've probably heard the fun fact that elephants are the only mammals that can't jump. While that's a great trivia nugget, it's not entirely accurate. It's true that elephants, due to their immense size and structure, cannot lift all 4 feet off the ground at once, even when charging. But they are far from the only land mammals who are grounded for good. Rhinos, hippos, and sloths also lack the ability to jump. The key difference is that some of them, like rhinos and hippos, can at least briefly lift all 4 limbs during a sprint. Elephants, meanwhile, don't even try. Their version of running looks more like fast walking. Their massive weight and column-like legs are built for power and endurance, not acrobatics. Still, they manage incredible feats, tearing through brush, toppling trees, and forming tight-knit family units. But jumping just isn't in their repertoire. So yes, elephants can't jump. But no, they're not as unique in that as the internet would have you believe. Koalas. You wouldn't think cuddly, eucalyptus-munching koalas would be confused with hardened criminals. But in forensic circles, these marsupials have earned a bizarre and unexpected reputation. Koalas have fingerprints that are almost identical to humans, down to the minute patterns of loops, whorls, and arches. So similar, in fact, that Australian police have admitted that koala prints may have been logged at crime scenes, mistakenly filed away as human evidence. The resemblance is the result of convergent evolution, when two species independently develop similar traits to adapt to comparable challenges. In this case, the need to grip tree branches precisely led koalas to evolve fingerprints uncannily like ours. How close is the match? So close that even high-powered microscopes often can't tell the difference. If a koala wandered through a crime scene, there's a real chance it could muddy the evidence. Literally. Next time you're watching a crime drama, remember, the mystery fingerprint might just belong to Australia's most adorable suspect, giraffes. For years, giraffes were considered mute. Despite having the same vocal anatomy as other mammals, they never seemed to use it. Researchers spent decades studying giraffes in the wild and in captivity, and the only sounds they seemed to make were snorts or the occasional grunt. So the scientific consensus became, giraffes simply don't talk. Then came 2015. That year, scientists recorded something strange, a low-frequency hum coming from giraffes at night. Not a snort, not a roar, just a deep, resonant tone, almost imperceptible to the human ear. Giraffes, it turned out, do communicate. We just hadn't been listening properly. Using specialized audio equipment, researchers confirmed that giraffes emit low hums to communicate with each other in the dark. These sounds fall below the range of normal human hearing, which is why they went undetected for so long. It's similar to the communication style of their relative, the okapi, another quiet jungle dweller. So, giraffes aren't silent. They're just operating on a frequency we weren't tuned into, a haunting reminder that the animal kingdom holds secrets we're only beginning to uncover. If you thought biology followed strict rules, think again. There's always more waiting to be discovered just beneath the surface. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the weirdest corners of wildlife, hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-bending content, and drop a comment with the strangest animal fact you know.